La 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 la. Kannari na. Good afternoon, my dear students. Welcome for to the online class. So, by the long gap, we have discontinued the lesson. Let we continue today the discontinued lesson. Already you come to know in a Delhi Sultans about the three important dynasties which ruled Delhi as their capital. The first one is slave dynasty, second one is Khilji, and the third one is Tughlaq. In Tughlaq dynasty, we come to know the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He was very famous in the history. Why? Because he is called as a mad Tughlaq. Why? Because his experiments, which did not supported a time to get success, and he as all plans become failure. Already we have discussed about three important plans of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. One, he made Doab as a higher land tax, collecting a revenue reforms he introduced, and shifting of his capital from Devagiri to Daulatabad, and next one Delhi to Devagiri, and next one is experiment of symbolic coins. So how these all three plans become unsuccessful, that I told you. So after getting a loss, financial loss, introducing the symbolic coins, the Muhammad bin Tughlaq made another one plan to recover that all loss. He started to conduct campaigns. It is also called as a Deccan policy. He implemented to conquer some part of the Deccan. Deccan means what? The South India. He conquered Warangal, the capital of Kakatiyas, and he also destroyed the Dwarasamudra, the capital of Hoysalas. He attacked the Madurai, which is under the control of Madurai Sultans. Later, he conquered Jalaluddin Hasan Shah, a name of a governor who was settled in the Doab while his capital was shifted from Delhi to Devagiri. So later what happened? Their empire started to expand. Muhammad bin Tughlaq organized the very big army because he want to conduct campaigns and he want to recover all the loss what he has brought, the experiment of symbolic coins. So due to that, his all kind of changes were made the army people to struggle day by day lot, because continually they are going to face the war itself. He did not provided any free time for to the soldiers. They should always include in a rebellion, or they should always engage in the war. So many of the soldiers get tired by the Deccan policy of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. There were 27 rebellions in South India during his last 11 years. These rebellions led to the rise of Vijayanagara and Bahmani kingdoms. And later, the Tughlaq after, Muhammad bin Tughlaq after, one more his brother came into the throne, his name known as a Firoz Shah Tughlaq, who ascended the throne after the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, but he was somewhat well intelligent than the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, because he understand the situation of the Delhi administrative and diplomatic policies. So due to that, what he done, he started to maintain friendly related programs for to the public, as well as the kings who are working under the Firoz Shah Tughlaq. So he started to provide the loans for the benefits of the development of agriculture. He started to give the compensation for to the peoples who lost their job during the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq invention. And it also started to construct mining and made the people to provide a low tax in irrigation and agriculture. He abolished different 24 taxes which collected by the Muhammad bin Tughlaq during his period. So these are all friendly related programs made Muhammad bin Firoz Shah Tughlaq to give a very better administration for to the Delhi people. He built many cities, mosques, madrasas, dams and irrigation canals, Jonapur, Fatehbad, Hisar, Firozabad. These are all the few cities started to develop during the time of Firoz Shah Tughlaq. And Firoz Shah was very important, few among the Tughlaq rulers. On his name he constructed Firozabad. Jonapur was a famous learning center during his time, and dharmasalas were built for the benefits of many travelers who are visiting for to the Delhi. So after the Firoz Shah Tughlaq, the successors were not very strong. Due to that, what happened? The Tughlaq dynasty was declined, and one more dynasty came into a power. They are called as a Sayyid dynasty. They ruled from 1414 to up to 1451 century. The founder of this dynasty, his name known as Khajir Khan Sayyid. He was a governor of Multan. He conquered the Delhi after the successor of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, who came to rule, and he established the rule in Doab, Bian and Gwalior. He also suppressed many rebellions and brought a different kind of a law and order to control the peace in the Delhi. Muhammad Shah after Alauddin and Alam Shah were the prominent rulers of this dynasty. The last ruler of this dynasty, his name known as Alam Shah. He defeated by the Balol Lodi, and later he was lost the power, and one more dynasty came into a rule to make the administration of Delhi. They were known as a Lodi dynasty. The Lodi dynasty ruled from 1451 to 1526. Among this Lodi dynasty, three rulers were very important. One is Balol Lodi, and another one is Sikandar Lodi, and the third one is Ibrahim Lodi. But Ibrahim Lodi, where the Sultan of this dynasty, was very popular. While Sikandar Lodi conquered Bihar, Bengal, Dholpur and Chandera, he established peace and order in Delhi. But Ibrahim Lodi, the successor of Sikandar Lodi, was incompetent and he was not able to control the Afghans' invasion on India. Alam Khan and the Daulat Khan, two brothers, become two enemies for to the Ibrahim Lodi. Thus they welcomed the Babur to attack on India, and they supported for to the Babur. Due to the impact what happened in the year 1526 in the battle place of Panipat, so the Ibrahim Lodi was defeated by the Babur, and thus the Sayyid Lodi dynasty was ended. Delhi Sultan's rule was ended. In the place of Delhi Sultans, the Mughal rule came into the India in the year 1526. Like this, the five dynasty from 1206 to up to 1526, more than 350 century, they ruled Delhi as their capital. Now let us discuss about the contribution of the Delhi Sultans towards the Delhi. So what were the contribution of a Delhi Sultans? We are going to learn from the five important concepts. One is administrative system, how they introduced; social system, what they brought into a practice; how there was an economical situation during the time of Delhi Sultans; how the literature was well developed, in which language it was well developed; so which are the monuments and what kind of a art they have encouraged for the development of their lifestyle. That all we are going to discuss about their contribution. The first we are going to discuss about administrative system. So almost all the administrative system started to change during the time of a medieval age in India. I told you why, because before to the medieval age in India, there were small kingdoms administrating in a one area itself. There are different kind of rules and regulations were brought by the small kings in India. But when the Islam dynasty, when Islam started to live permanently in India, they started to bring the centralized power. Due to that, what happened? The Delhi Sultans brought a different kind of changes. They are the dictatorial rulers. Dictatorial rule means what? All the powers which is concentrated in the hand of one sultan is called as a dictator. In Kannada, it is called as a Sarvadhikarigalu. They were also a commanders of the army and chief justice, which are helping for to the king in the administration, and they are going to have different kind of their positions, and sardars, amirs, quran, ulemas. So these are some different kind of a officer influencing for to the administrative changes to bring and supporting for to the sultan. They brought a practice of defense, foreign affairs, postal, charity, endowment of effective administration. The department which were headed by the ministers and officials were also divided into many provinces. The administrative divisions were headed by Sheikhdar or provinces. The administrative divisions were headed by the Sheikhdar, Amin, Chowkidar. The collection of revenue, maintenance of law and order, providing education facilities and ensuring the cleanliness were the main rules of this official. So there are different kind of names who were looking after the administration and looking after the different kind of department during the time of the Delhi Sultans. Kharaj is a land tax which is collected by the people, and Zakat, Ushruk, Kums. So these are different kind of a wealth tax collected by the people in the time of battles. And jizya is one of the property tax which are going to be collected by the Delhi Sultans. As not only that taxes, they are going to collect the taxes on import and house tax. These are all the main sources for to the Sultan's income. He is using that one for his personal official development, as well as providing salary and some services for to administrative officers who are helping him in the administration. And Qazi was one of an official person who is going to help for the Sultan in providing the justice in a provincial or in a town's level. Like this, the administrative system was well arranged by the Delhi Sultans. And social system, there was a mixed kind of a culture started to develop during the time of Delhi Sultans, because before to the arrival of Turks, before the arrival of the Afghans, so in India there was only Hindu principles and Hindu ethics were going to continue. Hindu Bhakti saints were there. But later what happened, when the Muslims started to live permanently in India, their lifestyle, food habits and customs and traditions started to change. Many of the Indian people started to follow the Muslim customs, tradition and food habits. So how in Hindi we are going to see the Bhakti saints, even in a Muslim community, Sufi saints were started to bring lot of changes in the lifestyle of the people. In the beginning, the Sardars appointed higher administrative post, but later it was cancelled. During the time of Khilji Tughlaq, the people converted most of them for to the Islam, because they impressed for to the development of Islam, and the court languages also become Arabian. The educated of serving communities and Hindu got higher positioning, and hence the ruling classes of the time got introduced Indian way of dressing, beverages, food, music, culture aspects. Some of the kings started to attract towards to the Hindu culture, and they started to appoint many Hindu well-educated people, skilled peoples as a clerk in a department of revenue. Slavery was in a practice. Slavery means what here? Purchasing the human being like animals. It is called as a slavery. War prisoners were kept as a slaves. Those who are caught in the time of a war, they should work as a slaves during the time of a Delhi Sultans. And the status of women was not healthy, because many women got tortured, and due to that Purda system came into a practice. A woman should walk in the street wearing the black, covering the face and body full by by the cloth, and child marriage came into a practice because if a Muslim ruler saw a widow women or maybe a girls, they are going to get married to men. So due to that, child marriage system was came into a practice, and in some cases in a higher society, in administrative level, rich people started to have a good status among the women. The rural women practiced agriculture and they engaged only in household activities. Even today also, most of the women are going to practice in household activities. Now, let us discuss about the economic situations of the Delhi Sultans. During the Delhi Sultan's time, I told you there are different kind of a mandatory tax, and some sultans started to collect the tax ruthlessly without giving any kind of compensation to the farmers and different kind of a professional people. The transport and communications were improved. They built very good roads in Gujarat and Bengal, and foreign exchange came into a practice because they have a link with the many Arab countries. The Indian art crafts entered into the European market during the time of a sultans, and sultans started to make business and running of factories, gold and silver ornaments like silk looms. There were many factories started to develop around the Delhi. In the place of literature, during the time of Delhi Sultans, they encouraged to the Persian and Arabic languages. Many peoples from the Afghan, many people from the Persia, they came and adored in the court of Delhi Sultans. They have written so the many biographies and also some kind of valuable books. The philosopher, mathematician like Muhammad Ghori made the people to settle in India, and along with him he brought many kind of writers. Kitabul Hind on the social, political, economic and religious aspects of the India, it is going to light up. And Hassan Nizami wrote Tuzal Masir, and Minhaj-us-Siraj wrote Tabakkal-e-Nasri. Amir Khusro wrote 6 books and provided details about the Hindu and Muslim culture. He was also called as an Indian parrot. And Jayauddin Barni wrote Tariq-e-Firoz-Shani, and Firoz Shah Tughlaq wrote Futuh-e-Firoz Shahi. These are all some kind of a Persian and Arabic languages book described by the many Arab and Persian scholars. And during the time of Delhi Sultans, they have constructed famous monuments. Even today, that monuments are bringing lot of glory to the Indian culture and tradition. The well-known tradition of Delhi Sultans is also known as very popularly as the Indo-Islamic architecture. They used arc, domes and minarets are the main features of the lifestyle. The Delhi Sultans built many forts, mosques, palaces, small buildings, and they also constructed madrasa and dharmasala. Among the Qutub Minar and Kuwait-ul-Islam, Alai Darwa, Juwaid Khana, these are best example for the time of Delhi Sultans. Some wonderful monuments were constructed. My dear students, so the second lesson of your history is completed. If you have doubts regarding to this lesson, so better you can make a WhatsApp or send me your all doubt questions to the WhatsApp. I will try to answer. Read once the whole lesson and prepare a self notes and complete the exercise question. So which question you are not going to get answer, I will send you the PDF note. So better you copy directly and read that for to the preparation of coming future exams. So take care. Goodbye. Thank you. Keep watching the video continuously.